7 Days of Wisdom, Aquaus Kelley, Saturday, August 17th, 2019. I am back at my apartment. Just got back from the city a little while ago after attending Afrotectopia, which is a new media arts, culture, and technology festival that took place at the Google office in the city on 10th Avenue. So upon me coming back and getting back into my own headspace and own physical space, being in my apartment, I was just thinking and reflecting on things and how a lot of times when we go to events, when I go to events and meet people, gather information, learn new things, it's easy to come home into our native environment, throw our stuff to the side, throw our book bag to the side, and forget about the work that it takes to follow up, right? So in thinking that, I'm like, okay, I know for sure I'm not the only person that experiences this. And as I continue to grow in my career and go to more events, meet more people, do more things, my schedule, and I'm sure our schedule collectively, is continuing to become more and more demanding. So knowing that our time is limited, yet our schedule continues to grow, our demands continue to become more and more, it gets to a point where we have to learn how to build in time to debrief and reflect on the things that we do, as opposed to going from meeting to meeting to meeting, building in time and knowing that, okay, I have this meeting at this particular time, so I want to set this time aside after the meeting to just debrief, reflect, look back on the notes to figure out the game plan for what's next. And then we could go to the next meeting because we have everything in line. For me, I know that when I go from one meeting to another, person to person, it doesn't allow me the necessary time to gather my thoughts and really take away what I feel is essential information from whatever it is I was just doing. Whether I'm learning something or listening to someone, I really want to value the takeaway, because when we just jump from one thing to another, I don't believe that we are valuing the takeaway. It's difficult to value the lesson if we're going from one lesson to another lesson. We don't have time to reflect on the first lesson. Same thing with meetings. It's hard to value a meeting if we're just jumping from one meeting to the next meeting. All we're doing is gathering information and never looking back on that information again. It just gets tossed to the side. So when it comes to productivity for me and productivity for us, because every time I do one of these videos, I feel as though we're working together, we're thinking together, and I always want to offer value that we can all use. In knowing that, I want to begin really being mindful and thoughtful of allocating time to think and reflect and debrief. It's difficult, extremely difficult, I'm sure, as our schedules become more intense. However, I've always believed that When we're productive, we optimize time. When we're busy, we occupy time. So, thinking about our day-to-day, our meetings, who we meet with, what we do, I would encourage us to occupy less time and stop trying to pack things in, because at the end of the day, that's occupying time. We're not optimizing time, because I feel that optimizing time is being aware that in order for me to have an effective meeting, I need to build in time to have an effective debrief and an effective reflection so that I can value those takeaways from the meeting. Knowing this, I believe that we'll be able to move more effectively and efficiently in our day-to-day lives. And this is something I want us all to practice and implement. It's definitely something I will be implementing. It's something that has been on my mind for a while. And that's why I wanted to do this video, because I know if something's on my mind, it's definitely on someone else's mind also. So essentially, to wrap this up, let's value the takeaway. Let's value the takeaway. In order to value the takeaway from a meeting, and this can even apply to relationships. Let's value the takeaway. In order to value the takeaway of a relationship, we need time to debrief and think about that relationship we were just in. Reflect on the relationship we were just in. Because if we just bounce back and forth from relationship to relationship, that's occupation, not optimization. So again, taking the time to value the takeaway, whether it's a meeting, whether it's a lesson, whether it's a relationship, just valuing the takeaway. In order to value the takeaway, we must build in time to debrief, think, and reflect on what it was we just experienced. With that being said, Aquaus Kelley, 7 Days of Wisdom, A Lover's Ambition. Peace.